I was inspired to enter academia in biomedical engineering. Um, I'll go back to when I was in graduate school. So I enjoyed what I did in the lab in terms of like research. I enjoyed learning more about diseases, and I enjoyed the personal aspect of it also, trying to be able to help people with my research. But more importantly, I enjoy working with younger students, and I did a good bit of outreach in graduate school, and I wanted to have a job where I could do both, where I could, do research, but also do outreach, but not necessarily have outreach be like just something I did on the weekends, but have outreach be a part of my career. I would say for me, the greatest reward of being a faculty member is my students. I call them my babies. I really love my students. I love seeing them go from, that initial being naive, just excited to be in college, but not knowing what they can do with that. And then having them get in the lab, do research, get experience traveling, giving presentations, and then having them see that moment where they see themselves as biomedical engineers and they see their future in biomedical engineering. And seeing them then get more confident in themselves, and then also seeing them go on to graduate school and their careers and be successful. That's the greatest reward for me. And then also keeping in touch with them. I still keep in touch with all my students and having them report back on all their successes. That's my greatest reward. For me, inspiring the next generation of leaders is number one, being an example. So being just present and being able to show them an example of what they can be, allowing them to see themselves in me, but also not just for my Black students, female students, but for all my students, being a first generation college student, sharing my experience and being transparent about all of my experience. So the good and the bad, my struggles with anxiety and depression, and being able to connect with students for that. So for me, I see my role more as a mentor. I always say that that's my passion, what I see myself as, more than a researcher, scientist, teacher, all that. I'm more of a mentor, and being able to mentor students and being able to be transparent and being a voice for the students. That's what I would say is my role. A teacher or mentor that made an impact on me, that's a tough one. I would first say I've had a village of teachers and mentors. From my mom, my sister, they always encouraged me. They allowed me to be weird. And they, fed into it and let me be me for the most part. And all of my wild dreams, they always encouraged it and, were by my side through that. My sister was definitely the one that told me when I was in undergrad, you have to go to graduate school. She was like, don't come out of school. You need a master's degree. So that caused me to stay for a master's and then a PhD. I would say what comes to mind is my 8th grade teacher. So I was in the gifted and talented program in K-12. And so we had a class that they called Challenge. And so it was for all the gifted and talented students. And we would have class about once a week, and we did different projects. So not just the typical school environment, but we were able to think outside the box and work on different projects outside of the typical curriculum. And in my challenge class, that year in 8th grade, she gave out awards. And so at our end of the year award ceremony, she gave me an award that she had kind of made up, and she called it the Different Drummer Award. And with that award, she gave me a butterfly plaque, and in the description, she had written that, Lashan, I hope that you always see the world in your own unique way, and you always feel as free as the butterflies. And I've kept that since 8th grade, and that's meant a lot to me. And so that's meant a lot to me. I've kept that since 8th grade, and I still show it now when I give presentations. So having someone see me as different, see the way that I thought as not just being wrong, but seeing that there's potential in that, and allowing me to just be free and do what I wanted to do and see the world in a different way. So I would say that's the greatest impact I've had from a teacher. Greatest career accomplishment for me, I would say, would be winning teaching awards. I've won a number of different teaching awards, and also having my students write letters of support for me. So my very first teaching award, my students actually nominated me for it. And so being seen by my students, because I feel that everything I do is for them, but also them seeing that I am putting efforts toward it, but also having them want to recognize me for that. I would say that's been my greatest accomplishment.
That's it.
Okay.
One more.
Are you going to be at the awards?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you already, and I sent you. You got your tickets, right?
Think so.
Okay.
I'll have to go back through my email.
I think you got your tickets. We're gonna record one thing.
Okay.
This will be for the radio ad, so we're trying to do like personal invites. We're doing radio ads leading up to the show.
Oh, okay, cool.
So this one is audio. He's recording it, but it'll be used for audio. So
Okay.
you don't have to worry about looking at the camera. And then you just have to see this. I don't know if you can see that, but that's how you gotta read.
Okay. Hi, this is Dr. Lashan Hendrix, the 6th Annual STEMmys Faculty Member of the Year, and I'm inviting you to join me at this year's celebration. Get your tickets today.